Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. Merry Christmas everyone! Please be aware that we are going on a short vacation and there will be no new episodes from 27th of December till 10th of January. Thank you for being with us this year. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 670 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. The Air Force of Ukraine informed that air defense units managed to destroy 13 out of 19 Russian Shahed drones launched overnight from Crimea. At the same time, around 2:30 a.m., tactical aviation of the Air Force hit with cruise missiles the large landing ship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet Novocherkassk in the Feodosia district of Crimea. Earlier, Russian media reported that explosions had been heard from the harbor. The Air Force of Ukraine managed to confirm downing of the Russian Su-30 fighter in the south on Sunday, reports RBK Ukraine. This brings the total number of Russian planes down since 22nd of December to 5, 4 Su-34 fighter bombers and 1 Su-30. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in his evening video address said that this is really impressive, quote, "Well done to everyone delivering such results in the ranks of our Air Force. All our anti-aircraft gunners, warriors of mobile firing groups and air defense units of the ground forces, thank you," unquote. He stressed that every Russian pilot must make a clear choice whether to continue participating in this war as Ukraine's air defense is becoming increasingly powerful. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars or the equivalent, in the apps where you are listening to this podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. The text of the draft law on improvement of mobilization and military registration has been registered in the parliament yesterday, reports Ukrainska Pravda. It proposes to change the conscription age from 27 to 25 years, specifying who is not subject to mobilization and has the right to a deferral. The right to a postponement of conscription for military service during mobilization is granted to men with disabilities or those who are temporarily unfit due to their health for a period of up to 6 months. Men whose spouse is a person with disabilities and/or one of their parents is a person with disabilities, provided that potential conscript is their caregiver. According to the draft law, students, professors, and people whose relatives died in fighting since 2014 are not subject to conscription for military service. The bill states that civil servants, employees of the Economic Security Bureau of Ukraine, the State Executive Service of Ukraine, and the Prosecutor's Office do not have the right to avoid conscription. The document obliges Ukrainian men to have military registration at the place where they live and to appear at the Territorial Recruitment Center after the announcement of mobilization. The draft law also proposes that a conscription notice can be sent to a citizen through the electronic office of a conscript or by email. The draft has yet to be approved by the parliament and signed by the president. Earlier, Volodymyr Zelensky said that the military asked to mobilize up to 500,000 more Ukrainian men with the help of these changes. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.